We're going to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Yes,
Would you call the roll, Julie?
Member Steele?
Here.
Member Lyon Welch? Member Frederick? Here. Member Hillsborough?
Here.
Member Holbrook?
Here.
Member Dean? Here. Member Lee?
Here. Next, we need a motion for the temporary chairperson of the board. Is there a motion?
I would make a motion that Dr. Evelyn Lake, very chairperson.
Second.
Well, maybe we can make it.
Wait, who's supposed to, what was the answer supposed to be?
I don't like to whisper, that's all I know. That was good.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'm going to appoint you as the secretary, Claire. And let's see, where are we now? Election of officers. So we need a motion for the nomination for president.
I'll make a motion that Dr. Evelyn Lake, is president. Support.
I move to close nominations for president.
Wow. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next, the nominations for secretary.
I make a nomination of Claire Dean, secretary.
Second.
Any other nominations?
Move to close nominations.
Thank you.
Move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next, for treasurer of the board,
I would make a nomination of Kate Frederick, as the treasurer of the board. Support.
any further nominations? All in favor?
Aye.
Next, with the vice president of the board. Nomination for vice president.
I move to nominate Jeff Holbrook as vice president.
Wow,
Support.
tit for tat. Any further nominations? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Let's see. Do we have to do the proclamation thing now?
No, we have visitors, delegations, and communications first.
Oh, yeah. Anybody wish to address the board? That's good.
Get Ron. It is today.
He's eating his float.
I mean.
He'll have 3 or 4. Board member appreciation recognition. Superintendent Flynn.
So January is Board of Education Appreciation Month. From the district are the blankets that were provided at your chair. Let's say Coldwater Community Schools board member. Hopefully you will be able to keep those an awful long time and use those.
Thank you. Very nice.
It meant nothing that this room would be cold or hot. Just also, the treat basket that you were given from Chartwell's to show appreciation as well from the students. There are signs and well wishes from every building. And it is my pleasure to read the proclamation from our Governor Gretchen Whitmer in recognition of School Board Recognition Month. Whereas Michigan is home to nearly 600 locally elected local school boards that work to enrich the lives of Michigan students through education and directly influencing instruction in Michigan's public schools. And whereas local school board members are exceptional public servants who have dedicated and committed themselves to this duty by governing school districts, listening to parent voices, and advancing student achievement and well-being in the schools and communities they serve. And whereas during this month, we join with the Michigan Association of School Boards, Michigan Department of Education, local school districts, and community organizations to recognize and raise awareness of the countless efforts and contribution of local school boards and school board members throughout Michigan. And now therefore, I, Gretchen Whitmer, Governor of Michigan, do hereby proclaim January 2026 as School Board Recognition Month in Michigan. So you are appreciated, even at the highest level.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank her. Next, we have the appointment of the MASB liaison person. And I am pleased to announce that Mr. Holbrook gets to be that esteemed individual.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He did. We're gonna go back to that now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Additions and deletions.
Additions and deletions. And this is all on me, and I apologize in advance, but we do have 3 additions to the agenda this evening. The addition of a hire of a new school social worker at Lake Middle School, Callie Bouchard, will be on for personnel tonight. A recommendation to approve a working agreement with Integrated Functional Support Group, that group that I had informed you about that will work with our elementary schools, our staffs, and our kids to work with our most challenging students. There is not a specific contract, but just an approval recommendation so we can get started working with them and getting them and working with our staffs. And lastly, in our haste to put a working water heater in Max Larson Elementary, I approved an emergency spending, but we always come back and have it approved at the board level. So adding to the agenda, a new hot water heater and installation from Donay's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in the amount of $11,427.
How long did it take to put it in? I mean, did the school get cold or?
It was done to a point where the school was able to continue to have hot water. I believe they came in after hours to make sure it was done. So no, we didn't have an issue of like a full day without hot water.
Okay. Next, we have board compensation for 2026. It's recommended that the members of the board continue to be compensated at a rate of $45. Be it resolved that the Board of Education authorizes $45 per meeting, the best board rate to the board members inclusive of regular, special, and committee meetings with the limit of 36 total meetings, not to exceed a total of annual payment of $1,620 for the 2026 calendar year. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the appointment of board advisory committees. Does anybody have any burning desire to be on a different committee?
No.
Is there a motion to continue in the same committee assignments?
I'll make a motion to keep the same committee assignments.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Get rid of that. Approval of the last meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next we have consent agenda. Communications. Any?
Yes. I have one from Kim Hempker from Branch County BCHCDV, probably said that incorrectly, for NHS. It says, "Dear friends, on behalf of the Branch County Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Violence, I would like to thank you for your donation to the shelter house. We received $6,000 on December 24th, 2025. Because of your contribution, we will be able to continue services for domestic violence and sexual assault survivors. Since our organization began, our mission has been to provide emergency response and supportive services to victims and survivors of violence. Over the years, we've advocated for change that will break the cycle of violence in our society. Your donation will be put to work in achieving this goal. This is only possible because of thoughtful contributions from people like you. Please keep this written acknowledgement of your donation for your personal records. Again, we thank you for your support and for helping us succeed in our mission. Sincerely, Kim Hemker, Executive Director, Branch County Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Violence.
Thank you, Claire, that was nice.
We're going to keep that one. This is from Julie and Todd Farmer. Her father passed away and we sent something to her. It says, there are not words to express our heartfelt thanks for the kindness, love, and compassion you extended to our family during this time. Whether you sent flowers, gave a memorial, offered an act of kindness, or kept us in your thoughts, you touched our hearts. She personally said, thank you so much for the beautiful flower in honor of my dad. It means so much, Julie and Todd.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
More?
Nope, that's it.
Personnel recommendations. Mr. Flynn.
Relative to certified staff recommendations, the Board of Education accept the resignation of LMS social worker Dana Van Every effective January 1, 2026. The Board of Education approved the administration recommendation to employ Brene Moore for the Behavior Health Provider 31N position at Max Larson effective February 9, 2026 pending background check. The Board of Education approved the administration recommendation to employ Callie Bouchart for the school social worker 31N position at Lake Middle School effective immediately pending background check. Relative to support staff recommendations, the Board of Education accept the resignation of Kimberly Hafke from the position of bus driver for Coldwater Community Schools effective January 12, 2026. The Board of Education approved the administration recommendation to employ Kirsten Dancer for the substitute secretary position for Coldwater Community Schools effective immediately. The Board of Education accept the resignation of Samuel Bernard from the family parent liaison position from Coldwater Community Schools and behavior health support supervision position at Max Larson effective January 30, 2026. And relative to extra duty assignments, the Board of Education accept the resignation of Larry Knaus as volleyball coach at LMS effective immediately. And the Board of Education approved the recommendation of the athletic department to employ Angelique Midkiff as the LMS volleyball coach effective August 1st, 2026 pending background check.
Thank you. Next, we have the recognition and acceptance of gifts via Member Billsborough.
The administration was made aware of the following gifts offered by the donors listed below on this sheet of paper. From the Calhoun Intermediate School District, monetary funds going to Cody Fischel at Coldwater High School of $1,000. And there's a number of monetary funds from the Good, Better, Best Shop to Allison McCann at Lakeland for $500, to Olivia Cumberworth at Lakeland for $500, to J.C. Horman at Coldwater High School for $500, to Charlene Rucker from Coldwater High School for $500, and from James Dayton, or to James Dayton at Lake Middle School for $250. Those are all from Good, Better, Best Shop. We also have Troy Gruner, a donor, monetary funds to the National Honor Society of Coldwater High School in the amount of $2,700 for the bus trip to Cleveland. The gracious and continued support of the donors listed above is sincerely appreciated. We ask that the board accept the gifts noted and acknowledge the donors generously. Generously. Be it resolved that the Board of Education gratefully accepts the gifts as presented, and be it further resolved that a letter of appreciation on behalf of the board be sent to the donors indicated above for their worthwhile and generous gifts.
Thank you, Mr. Billsborough. Next, we have the approval for the December accounts for payment via Member Frederick.
Be it resolved that the following accounts for December be approved for payment as follows. General fund accounts in the amount of $2,090,029.91. special revenue accounts in the amount of $224,688. And be it resolved that the general fund financial statements be approved as presented.
Thank you. That is the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? I would like to know how these teachers are selected.
For the grants,
Yeah.
they apply. I don't know what the selection process from organizations such as Good, Better, Best Shop are, but I know that, and we were just reviewing the procedure because we're making sure that they're going through all of the correct processes and steps before they even apply for grants, because we want to make sure if we have, general fund money or whatever, and they don't have to go for grants, but there is a process that is involved, and I know that our local teachers especially have benefited quite a bit from the generosity of Good, Better, Best.
I was just wondering how they picked them though. I mean, so each of these teachers apply for the funds.
Correct.
My understanding is that they do apply.
Yeah, and I would assume they have a
And they
committee
say
that goes
what's
over all
for.
of the applications every month and chooses which ones to
Okay.
award.
And my other question is, what are we doing with the sinking fund? I've forgotten.
So our focus for the sinking fund for this upcoming year, the biggest project that we're working on is revamping the parking lot behind Jefferson to create a bus loop, a second drive that goes out. And then we're looking at the condition of the parking lots across the district on where we could get those improved as well.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion, the consent agenda is passed. Next, we have the building reports. Do the principals have anything they'd like to add? Mr. Curriculum Director. Do you have anything you wish to share with us?
Just Jefferson, Toby Reardon, and her team held a session at the winter conference for superintendents in Kalamazoo this past week, along with Kim Fox, their math coach, around their math lab. So kudos to their team for the good work that they're doing there.
Thank you very much. Can you explain to me what makes a principal or teacher experienced or inexperienced?
Experienced or inexperienced by whose definition?
I don't know, because in these things that I
already gave most of them to him.
those AER things,
Yes.
if you go to the site, it talks about there are two principals and one is experienced and one is inexperienced. So what are the qualifications to become experienced as a principal and or a teacher?
I'd have to look at the state recommendation that you're talking about, but typically for a teacher it's 4 years. For a principal, I believe it's 3. But sometimes with principals, I think there's a caveat in the transition into a new role. I'll have to check that out for you because I'm not
So
sure.
somebody that becomes a principal in our district,
If they've been a principal before, I believe there's a caveat that they're new in their role.
you mean in another district?
Correct. But I'll have to double check that for you.
Okay,
Better make a note of it.
that's all I had. Well, actually I have more, but. The board committee report, we didn't have any board meetings.
We did not. No committee meetings, no.
Superintendent's report.
Superintendent report's been handed to you. Just some highlights of the past month. The Aquatic Center, we met to discuss some larger repair needs. And Buzz and I will be meeting with Ignite, which is a company that's worked with us before on some electrical issues, and representatives from the city. That meeting will be this week to discuss options. And on a side note, Ignite will be staying after that meeting to meet with us about our water quality management plan that we have to have in place sometime next year. And they're gonna help us out with that as well.
For the pool?
No,
This is just-
that's for all drinking water in the
Right, for
district.
Eagle?
Yeah,
Got it.
yep. And then Buzz and I, before the break, met with representatives from BISD to tour the Lincoln Learning Center and talk about some maintenance concerns. And I was very happy that when the majority of the concerns that they brought up, Buzz had already begun. For example, we've got really bad exterior doors in one entrance, and the door guy was coming that day. So Buzz has been on top of things, but it was a good opportunity for all us to talk about that building and what could be done to better maintain that building, which, by the way, those doors can be replaced using sinking fund dollars. So another big cost.
Are they the main entry doors?
Yeah, one set of the main entry doors. And then, yeah, we're looking at going to, they've got the little key fobs. We're looking at changing over to the key card system that all the other buildings have.
Good.
So, but yeah, all of those were already in the works. So, but it was a good meeting. Chartwell's again, second year in a row, got the state waiver for Ramadan, which I'm excited about because this allows students to take home a breakfast and a lunch after school that they're not allowed to eat during school. So that's a wonderful opportunity for Chartwells to be able to do that. This week, we also sent out 2 requests for proposals, one for snow removal and lawn care, and the second one was being posted today for video camera systems for our buses. Hopefully we'll get those, well, the deadline to open those is middle of February, and then we should be able to move forward on both of those. And then the bond process, just a update there, we're finalizing the frequently asked questions list that we'll post on our website. Had a long conversation with the district's attorneys today about the wording of some of that before we finalize it. And I'm beginning to schedule some presentations through community organizations to get out there and start talking about what our plan is.
Don't the buses already have a video camera system?
We're looking to upgrade. Yeah.
I'm sure they're
Yeah.
probably 15 years old.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Any other questions for the superintendent? We'll move on to any discussion item? No. We're going to move on to the action item, review and acceptance of the 2025-2026 District Annual Education Reports. Michigan Department of Education requires districts and schools to communicate annual education reports to parents and the community to fulfill requirements under the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. Be resolved, the Board of Education approved the 2025-2026 annual education reports as posted on the district's website. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the request for the approval of the District Improvement Plan under Michigan Department of Education regulations. Each school building must have a school improvement plan that is reviewed and approved annually by the Board of Education. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approve the 2025 to 2028 District Improvement Plan. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the recommendation to approve Lakeland School Field Trip. The Lakeland Elementary School 5th grade teachers have requested board approval of a field trip to the Science Central at Fort Wayne, Indiana. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approves the request for a 5th grade field trip to Science Central in Fort Wayne, Indiana as presented. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? They're splitting the 5th grade up into 2 days, is that what the deal is? Because they're going the 26th and the 27th of February?
I believe so, yes.
Typically due to busing.
Yeah.
To split them.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have a recommendation to approve the JV and varsity baseball team spring trip to Claremont, Florida. They've done this every year for the last 55 years.
Well, I
resolved-
think he hasn't worked here that long, but you're close. It's like the last 41 years.
You don't think Spangler's been here for 55 years?
I know when he came.
Be resolved, the Board of Education approves an extended week-long out-of-state spring trip to Claremont, Florida for varsity and junior varsity baseball team members, March 19th, 2026 through March 27th of 2026, as presented. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? They're leaving on Thursday. So somebody, are they gonna have some kind of classroom in the bus or something for the day they miss?
No, they'll be given all of their work to take with them or given to them early.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the recommendation to approve the agreement with HMH Education Company for the purchase of HMH into Reading 2025. Be resolved that the Board of Education approves entering into an agreement with HMH Education Company for purchase of HMH into Reading 2025 as the district's Tier 1 early literacy instructional materials for grades 5 through K through 5, and that the purchase shall be funded using Section 35M grant funds in the amount not to exceed $280,472 in compliance with the applicable grant requirements. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
What are they going to do for us?
So last June, the state opened 35M grant funds as part of their literacy initiative. Districts could apply for funds in instructional materials that were approved, professional development, or intervention support. I polled the staff, came out even after they got out, but thankfully they overwhelmingly wanted to look at a Tier 1 resource comprehensive K-5 program that included phonics, phonemic awareness as required by the state. We had several teachers pilot 4 programs, and we just wrapped that up with our elementary chairs. We had some roundtable talks, and this was the consensus of the K-5 staff to move forward with HMH into reading.
And so what this will do will get us the curriculum materials as early as we're hoping March, and then provide professional development to our elementary teachers between then and the end of the year to get acclimated and understand all of the benefits that this curriculum has, so when we start in the fall, they'll be able to start off hitting the ground running, if you will. We won't have to do last minute professional development and then have teachers be a half a step ahead of the kids.
So the $280,000 and some odd cents was provided through how many schools received money?
So
It's
the
35.
base for like Tier 1 resources was $30,000 plus times your student count. And then the more schools that applied, the smaller that chunk would get. So I'm not sure how many schools were awarded. If you applied,
Yeah.
you would get some amount. So we were fortunate to get the amount we can, that it'll cover all the cost of the
And this
book.
is for all students, not just those students who might qualify for any kind of special assistance.
No,
This will be our new
Every
elementary
classroom-
literacy curriculum.
Yes.
For all
Yes.
kids.
It's part of the new dyslexia laws that need to be in
Right.
place in 27, 28, and this is one of the approved state curriculums.
Good.
Actually kind of tied to the article you gave me before the board meeting.
This is something that I have been advocating for at least 4 years, so I'm thrilled to see it added.
Yeah, a lot of districts are shifting from a balanced literacy approach to what they call science of reading. It's not new, it's
No, it's been
a
around.
focus on phonics.
I've been teaching for 46 years, it's been around. But I'm glad to see it's back.
That's how I learned to read, a long time ago. long time ago.
All right, I hear a
280.
volunteer.
280,000, huh? Is that 1 year or 2 years or how many?
So the consumables that we would use
Yeah,
would go in all of our elementary buildings are Title I. So like student consumables, that will just go into that budget on a yearly basis. So it'll cover the full kit and caboodle this year, and then any consumables would roll into title budgets each year for the elementary buildings.
so you have to reapply? the
For
grant to
title
cover it?
funds, I mean, we could turn down the money, but I don't know why we would do that when it provides all that wonderful supplemental support, so.
Are you talking about reapplying for the
Yeah,
grant that gave
yeah.
us the money?
Oh,
No, the literacy.
For 35M,
Yeah,
there's
to cover
nothing
the
out.
consumables.
Yeah, there's nothing out yet, but the state, there's certain professional development things they want to cover, so it's wouldn't be unheard of for them to come out with another round of 35M, and at that point, we'd have to, again, we'd get the collaboration with staff to see what we might best use those funds for, but if we get the opportunity to apply again, we certainly would do that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the recommendation to approve the 6th grade World Studies textbook purchase. Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Mr. Gary Dancer, with the support of the administration, is requesting approval of the purchase of Exploring Geography and Global Issues for the 6th grade World Studies classes. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approves the purchase of Exploring Geography and Global Issues for the 6th grade World Study classes at a total of $19,894.45. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? We used to get copies of these books that we were approving so that we could go through them.
I will get you copies from now on if that's,
But we've already approved it.
well, I'm talking moving forward. I can't get you tonight's copies.
You have to
but
have some
moving
trust
forward.
here.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
I'll invite you to the meetings.
Are teachers involved?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, this would be Mary Ellen Snyder and Brian Pritchard. I met with him, Leslie Hagel-Gantz, Jacob Kumar, talked about, what is the need for this and kind of work through this. This is a 2-year ask. Their books are over a decade old. So, yeah, it's been a process.
Next, we have the request to approve the new 2026-2027 AP Business with Personal Finance course for Coldwater High School students. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approves the adoption of the Coldwater High School AP Business course with Personal Finance as submitted. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion?
Mr. Stevens, do you want to comment on these courses at all?
You want me to comment on both of them?
Well, the ones you're familiar with.
Well, I wrote the proposals for both of them.
You have an MBA?
Not quite that far, but we're working on it, yeah.
Okay.
First of all, we're really excited about both these classes. This is a little bit different direction for AP. These are both what we call career technical education classes, which means the students, when they finish the course, they can take the AP test, but they also will be taking a certification test. With the business course, I believe it's going to be blended into both, so how they score on the AP test, I believe, is going to be part of the certification. But cybersecurity class is a little different, and very, very excited about this. This is probably, as a lot of you know, is a growing field all around the world in terms of employment and need. 500,000 jobs right now are open for cybersecurity. So I went to a conference in September in Indiana. I was just blown away by it. It was one of the most incredible conferences I've ever been to. But I think the amazing thing about this particular class is that we will have students that will walk out of Coldwater High School with the possibility right off the bat for a job opportunity. I like to see us partnering with the military as far as this goes, because there's a big need for that. They're creating what they're called cyber brigades and that sort of thing. So It's an incredible opportunity for our students. It's taken us a little different direction as far as the AP goes. It's not necessarily a traditional track. Going back to the business class also, it's endorsed by the Chamber of Commerce. So I also see us forming partnerships with local businesses in regards to having the students get practical experience with business and entrepreneurship, as well as possibly, looking at job opportunities as well. I might also say about the business class, it also fulfills the need now of students having to take a personal finance class. Last year or this year, sophomores, one of the two, from here on out, they have to pass this class that's mandated by the state of Michigan. So what I really love about this, it provides curriculum right off the bat in terms of personal finance. So we're really looking forward to this. We have 2 great people teaching these classes. They're excited to do it. And we're looking forward to recruiting kids to get in these classes next year. And I might just also say that they also fulfill, with the business class, there is a math elective that it could fulfill. And the cybersecurity could be math and science. So.
Will both of those transfer to a college as college credit, also the same as the other AP?
As long as they pass the test.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, there's, with the cybersecurity class, there's going to be a separate certification test. And the way I think the College Board is setting this up is they're going to provide a voucher, because there is a cost for taking the test. So there might even be an opportunity where the students can sit down and take the test at no cost to them. That's yet to be seen, but that's what I hear is in the works. So I really like to thank Dr. Hope. He was extremely helpful in moving this forward, and it was good to see have an administrator and Mr. Flynn on board with that, and I hope you approve both of those tonight.
Thank you very much. Is this a course offering offered in a lot of high schools in Michigan?
Both classes next year will be the first year for it.
This is the first year?
This coming year, yeah. It's being piloted as we speak. So, the College Board is working out the kinks as far as that goes. But I really think that we're going to be one of the leaders in the state, particularly with a cybersecurity class. I don't think that's something that a lot of schools are going to adopt right off the bat. So.
All right. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the request to approve the new 2026-2027 STEM. Oops. Where'd the cybersecurity one go? Request to approve the 2026-27 AP Security course for Coldwater High School. Be resolved that the Board of Education approves the adoption of the Coldwater High School AP Cybersecurity course as submitted. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the request to approve the new 2026-2027 STEM Studio 1 Mechanical and Structural Engineering course for Coldwater High School students. Be resolved, the Board of Education approves the adoption of the Coldwater High School STEM Studio 1 Mechanical and Structural Engineering course as submitted. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, to request to approve the 2026-2027 STEM Studio 2. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the recommendation to approve a working agreement with Integrated Functional Support Group. Be resolved that the Board of Education approves to enter into a working agreement with the Integrated Functional Support Group as presented. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Can you comment on this again?
So this is the group, a couple of ladies who have worked with the ISD before in providing professional development on students with autism or other cognitive impairments, and how to best work with that level of student in the general ed classroom, especially at the elementary level, where we've seen a number of challenges, this especially, and so this would be just another resource that we would be able to work with and have come in and work with our staff to make them better.
Is this grant funded or
This is not grant funded.
what is the cost?
It's based on a per visit, or if it was a half day, it would be more than if it were just coming in and doing things. So it would be as an as-needed basis.
How much would that be? 200 a day or?
I have the sheet upstairs. I don't think I brought it down here,
Okay.
but it's in the, when I looked at the cost breakdown, it was very workable.
All right. All in favor?
Yeah, it's specific depending on what they do.
Yeah.
And they work with the staff.
They work with the staff, yeah. And again, they've worked with the special education department at the ISD as well before. They've provided professional development to them and their crew. So this is, because the ISD hires all of our special education services, this is an opportunity, and I'm just asking for approval for them to come in and work with general education teachers as well.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the request to approve the purchase of a new hot water heater for Max Larson Elementary. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the purchase of a new hot water heater for Max Larson Elementary from Donae's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in the amount of $11,427. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. A special meeting of the Board of Education will be held on Monday, February 9th at 5:30 p.m. at the Administrative Service Center located at 401 Sauk River Drive in Coldwater. The purpose of the meeting is for the board approval for the bond language for the May ballot and any other business deemed necessary. And second, the Board of Education's next regular meeting will be held Monday, February 23rd, 2026 at 6 o'clock in the evening at the Administrative Service Center located at 401 Sauk River Drive in Coldwater, Michigan. We're adjourned.